Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Brews, Chews, and News. Do we have anyone here today that's here for the first time? We love when guests come. And you are?
I'm Nancy McCollum, and this is my husband, Dale.
Well, welcome. You're just... And how long has he lived here?
Since October.
Okay. He's been coming to coffee, but he's been coming to coffee hour. Okay, so now he brought guests, and let's welcome them. Hope you come again. We have another one? Am I heading in the right direction? Good morning. And you are?
Sharon Reddick.
And you're a new resident?
No, I'm a guest of Mary Baker's.
Oh, well, welcome to you, too. This is guest day, I guess. Well, everybody give her a nice, warm welcome. Hope you come again. And now what time is it? It's showtime at coffee time. It's that time of the day. We read some stories, your cares away. It's showtime at coffee time. We lift you up for a while, but we can't do it. You gotta hop to it. Put on a great big smile. We'll have photographs and belly laughs. Try some games to play. Sometimes we get serious, but we don't stay long that way. So grab a donut and fill your cup. Start to loosen up. Put a smile in place on a happy face as we go on with the show. And now Wade is here. Give us some updates.
Good morning, everyone. Wayne McCullum came from Mason Point. I was at Mason Point, obviously. We finally made it home, Wayne. We're where we should be, right? So, all right. I hope this is the last time I talk about the clinic. It probably won't be, but no. I do want to give you just a small general update. This Thursday, I'm meeting with Dr. Lynn and his group. Dr. Lynn was a physician over in our care center, is a physician over in our care center. And Stacy and I, Stacy is in Mexico right now, so she wanted to be a part of that as well. But we're going to meet with him to finalize a contract to be with Dr. Lynn and his group, which should be a good partnership in that he's familiar with our campus. He has many of our residents. He's the primary physician for them. We will have the nurse practitioner as part of that, and hopefully Thursday we will sign that contract. We've already sent off the contract to them to get the names. I think it's Clinician Partners is the name of his group. So I feel good about it, but I don't want to give you a positive 100% until I see the contract signed. So one more week, I think we should have this done. All right, so Wilma wanted to share that we will have the additional shredding bin down at the business center for all of you as it's tax season, so that's a fun time of the year. Wanted to let you know that. And then I thought that I would make this a little bit fun today again, like we did last week. Next Monday, I think Sarah and I are going to have a special fun thing for you guys. I think it's going to be fun, don't you think, Sarah? But we're not going to share it with you all. We'll just make you think about it for a week, but it's going to be fun. But I thought I'd do a little trivia. Last week, you guys didn't do very well on the USA Olympic trivia. So we're moving into the Cardinals season, and I thought that I would share with you a little history. Does anyone know how the Cardinals got their name? We have... You yell it out. How did the Cardinals get their name? Hold on just a sec. We'll bring the microphone to you.
There was a lady who was at a party with a number of men from they called themselves the Browns. Anyway, she saw what is that kind of
The cardinal bird?
A bird, the bird, yes. And she sat down and she wrote it out. And she said, the Cardinals would love that. And they did.
Okay.
And that's how it happened.
Okay.
With a woman making the lie.
All right. Well, that could be true, too. I believe you. Google has a different answer, but that's okay. In 1899, a columnist overheard a fan calling the team's uniform a lovely shade of cardinal. And that's what Google says, but I'll go with your story. All right. No, here I got a different question for the prize. You get kisses from the executive director. Who can answer this question correctly? Only females can answer. No, I'm teasing. Which cardinal great whose name is Albert? No, you think that, but not done here. Was hired to fill in as a left fielder when Stan Musial was serving in the Army during World War II. Jerry. Red Schoendienst. His real name is Albert, and me and Jerry are going to kiss. No. All right. That's all I have. Thank you all. Any questions? Any questions, Pete? Okay.
Watch out. And now here comes Sarah to fill us in on what's going on around the village this week.
Happy March, everyone. I'm going to have to start bringing candy, too, here, it looks like. Well, last week we had a great kickoff to our Yosemite and Galena trip. So if you haven't signed up yet, it's not too late. The Yosemite one is going pretty fast, so we've already got over 20 people between both campuses registered and ready to go. I did leave some flyers over there by the wall if you didn't get to make it, or I'd be happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, today we do have voter registration. I didn't know if Catherine, I thought I saw her. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything. Okay, you're our spokesperson.
Today in the Fireside Lounge from 12 to 2 and again from 4 to 6, you'll have an opportunity to register to vote if you haven't already. We will be there to assist you in voter registration, applying for absentee balloting and permanent absentee balloting, and answer any questions. We'll have a sample ballot there for you. Any other questions you will have, we can answer then. It will be helpful if you would bring your driver's license. Not sure you'll need it, but you'll probably need your social security number. And just as a favor, wear your name tag, because it's a lot easier if we're copying down your name to do it from your name tag than have you spell it out for us. So, okay, this is a good chance. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coordinating that. In addition, today we also have the free blood pressure clinic from 1 to 3 if you need to stop by. And then Drama Club will meet this afternoon at 2 o'clock in the theater. Tomorrow, March 3rd, we have added 2 additional water fitness classes during the week with Anne from Vitality, so it was highly recommended to have her come in a little bit more often, and her schedule just opened up. So we'll have an additional water fitness on Tuesdays at 11:30, and that will replace the current water walking that was there. And then don't forget, we do have Resident Association meeting tomorrow at 2 in the theater. On Wednesday, we have a special presentation from the Society for the Blind. So you can come learn about the Society's services and the various diseases that can cause visual impairment and or blindness. So whether that's something you're struggling with, or if you just want to learn more about what the organization does, come on by on Wednesday at 10 a.m. And then following that, Bochi will practice at 12:45 as usual, and the bookmobile will be here at 1:30. On Friday, we do have 7 p.m. Friday night entertainment. It will be vocals, piano, and jazz featuring Debbie Lennon and Carol Beth True. So we hope you can join us for that. On Saturday, we also have an additional one-time special exercise class happening. Jackie Foster, who was with an occupational therapist with Friendship Village, she's certified in seated micro yoga, and she wanted just to offer a free class here. It'll be about 45 minutes on Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Wellness Studio. And of course, also on Saturday, we have bingo at 6 o'clock and Mexican train at 6:30. We are still running signups for the Fleet Feet mobile fitting. So again, that's an opportunity to meet with the organization. They'll be coming on site in the Trillium Loft. That will be March 12th from 10 to 2. We have a great sign-up already going. There are still a few spots left. So if you want to have your foot scanned and your walking gait analyzed and have an opportunity to buy discounted shoes that are of great value, you can go ahead and sign up at the concierge desk. And then, let's see, Sue Benson, she wanted me to mention a couple things. March 11th, it didn't make it in the Village Voice, but at 2 p.m., the Care Center quarterly volunteer meeting will take place in the Trillium Loft. And she also wanted me to mention, just to save the date, for those that volunteer in skilled or assisted living, that the volunteer breakfast over there will be April 21st, just if you want to mark it on your calendar. All right, and kind of the last thing I wanted to mention, we do have the Senior Olympics. It's now called St. Louis Legends in the St. Louis area. They're starting to take registration, so we might try to get either a water volleyball team. They also have cornhole and different opportunities. So if you're interested, just put your name down at the concierge desk and we can help get you registered. And we'd love to represent Friendship Village. Bert, did you have any announcements?
Good morning, everyone. We are smack dab in the middle of the season of Lent. Want to give a special thanks to resident Mickey Roth, who did a marvelous job sharing during our Lenten service this past week. On this Wednesday, our Lenten services continue. Our newer associate chaplain, Judy Whitworth, will be presenting. James DeBoard is going to come and sing for us as well. And so come on out Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Those services are also put on channel 2493, but I always think they're better in person, so come and join us if you're able. As we work through the season of Lent and approach Easter, April 1st also is the beginning of the Passover festival, which lasts a good solid 8 days. And on the last day of Passover, April the 9th, once again this year, we are featuring a Seder meal in the bistro. And that's a special 2-hour event that includes the full meal, all the elements of Passover. We honor all the Jewish tradition that's a part of that. We also take a look at it, how that tradition points to a Messiah and how that Messiah we see in Christ. And so it's an amazing time for folks to gather. It is limited seating every year. And you can sign up at the concierge desk today. Jonathan showed me, he had it in his hand, the sign-up list, and so you can see that. We take it on a first-come, first-served basis, and then we include a few extra spots on a waiting list. So if you'd like to join us at that noon lunch on April the 9th, be sure to sign up as quick as you can. My final announcement today is I encourage you to join us, if you're able, on Saturday at 1 o'clock in the chapel. We have the memorial service for Bernie Follick. And so thank you for your support of Armilda and their family, and you're more than welcome to join us on Saturday. That's all from me today.
Thank you, Bert. Were there any other questions or comments? All right, well, I think we have a few birthdays this week in the room. Is anybody celebrating a birthday this week? Jerry? Happy birthday. All right, well, I'll read through our birthdays. We have March 2nd, Linda Thompson. March 5th, Jerry Eichels and Joan Robbins. March 6th, Ellen Leibel and Janet Weinrich. March 7th, Lee Cray, Sally LaPointe. And then March 8th, we have James Bossy and Joe Reed. Very happy birthday.
To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. And now Carla's coming in to give us a little exercise.
Good morning. Good Monday morning. You have to get up. This is your movement snack for the morning. We're going to move at least 60 seconds. We should do that every hour we're awake. Move for 60 seconds. Movement snack. All right, let's start head to toe. We're going to look each way. 8. 7 more. And 6. And 4, 3, twice more, each way, once more. Good, okay, so now let's look down, then up. Four more, 3, 2, one more time. Looking up, and now look forward. Now roll your shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now up and down with your shoulders. Way up, way down. Long arms. Reach to the ground. 3 more times. 2, once more. Now bring up an arm. Bend to the side. 5 times. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Other arm over to the side, bending. 4 more times, and 3. Good. 2. 1 more time. Now all the way up, touch the back of your head, reach back up. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Now hands behind your head, just like this. Go one way, other way. 4 more. Good. 3, 2, side, side, center. Hands to your hips. Now circle your hips around. Hula hoop style. 3 more times this way. 2, 1 more time. Now the other way for 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Knees lift up in front of you. 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, again. Now behind you, your heels. Heel to the back of your thigh, alternating. It's actually a balance move. 7, 6, 4 more. Don't kick your neighbor. 2 more. 1 more. Up on your toes. Good. 8 more times. 8, 7, strengthens your feet, your calves. 5 more. 5, 4, and 3. Twice more. Once more. Good. Now all the way up above. Look up and reach upward. 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Balancing now. Bring your hands together right to here and take a bow. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Now we're going to have a sing-along. Tootsie, tootsie, tootsie woo. Has anybody seen my gal? 5'2", eyes of blue. What those 5 feet can do. Has anybody seen my gal? Tootsie woo, tootsie coo. Tootsie, tootsie, tootsie woo. Has anybody seen my gal? You should run into, covered with pearls, diamond rings, all those things. Bet your life it isn't hers. Chicoo, coo, tootsie, tootsie, tootsie woo. Has anybody seen my gal? And now we have some gentlemen from the fire department here to, I guess they'll fill us in on some of the, we see lots of them. They're, how many times a day do you come here?
Oh, just 3 or 4. I thank you very much. Good morning. Wow, you guys are warmed up, ready, sang, coffeeed up.
You gotta hold it up.
Ready to go? All right, yeah, I'm bad about that. Thanks. So my name's Nick Smith. I am the Deputy Chief of EMS at the Monarch Fire Protection District. And this is Fire Chief Russ Adams, who's also joining me here today. And we just wanted to thank you guys for this opportunity, and first and foremost, to be able to share some time with you guys. And also to thank Tom for all of the work that he does here. Him and Stacy are huge fans of your guys, and I know that you guys give great feedback to us for what they're doing over here, and we think it's awesome. I always tell Tom, I said, if they ever do elect a mayor over there, that you should throw your name in the hat. You never know, He's got just the charisma you need. So thank you guys for that. We're here today to talk about a couple of things. The first is I just wanted to kind of give you an update on EMS. And as you guys have said before, that we are here quite frequently, and it is our pleasure to be here and serve you guys first and foremost. And the EMS division at the Monarch Fire Protection District over the last 5 years has gone through some major changes. We've done some things that are above and beyond what the normal scope of practice is for EMS, not just in our region, but also nationally. And just a couple of years ago, we were able to also increase the number of resources that we have to get to you guys. Now we have 6 frontline ambulances that allow us to respond to the growing needs of our district. In the last 2 years alone, our call volume has increased by 20%. And it is just an ever-increasing need for a variety of reasons. We're just becoming a bigger district in general, meaning that there's more things being built, there's more things, people moving in, there's more sports venues and events. I mean, some of the things, the tournaments that we host here are bringing in 1 to 1.5 million visitors a year for just one of those facilities. So the amount with the factory, the St. Louis Premium Outlet, and what soon will be Chesterfield Mall proper will become Chesterfield, downtown Chesterfield. These things are always only going to increase, but we're here today because we want you to know that despite the growth that's happening in the community, we are growing with it. And not only are we growing with it, but we're also increasing the demands that we have on our paramedics to make sure that they are at the cutting edge of what it takes to take care of you in the field. We are introducing new practices and expanding our scope to include things like ultrasound technology that now our paramedics are trained. So not only can they talk with you back and forth, but they're also able to actually look into your body and see what's going on. And with AI now becoming a thing all over the place, they're actually able to help diagnose major issues and disease processes that before we were unable to see, and it would take you all the way to the ED before they would even know it. Recently, we had one of our retired firefighters that had a major medical incident that we responded to because they live in our district. We were able to go there and employ this new technology. That streamlined him into the hospital to get the tests he needed to get there, and ultimately a streamlined care to get the embolisms removed from his lungs that were causing him to have difficulty breathing. So it's proving its worth day by day. We're going to be adding blood to our EMS units. So very soon, not just for trauma, but for medical reasons, we are going to be able to give you blood and blood products in the field before you even get to the hospital. On top of that, the list goes on and on of the expectations that we have for our men and women that are coming over here, and they are embracing it. We are essentially no longer an ambulance. We are a critical care unit that is showing up and is able to provide all of the things that they can do in the hospital and really get you transitioned over there. So that is sort of where we're heading, and eventually, probably in the next 5 years, every single one of our ambulances is going to have 2 critical care paramedics staffing those units. That's our goal. And from where we are now as paramedics to be critical care paramedics, that license and that scope of practice previously was only reserved for those who are flying on an air ambulance, meaning in a helicopter. So we've taken that model, that model of raised level of care, and we're bringing it to our ambulances to be able to serve you guys. So when I say proudly that I believe that Monarch is the #1 provider of an EMS service from a fire-based agency in all of the St. Louis area region, you can believe that, and you can count on that, and we have the data to back it up. So we're extremely proud of what our men and women are doing. We're extremely happy to be serving you all, and it's just been an honor to be able to walk alongside of that. And I know the chief would agree with me that, you guys are one of the pillars of our community. We see you as that, and we want to be able to honor you in this time in your life as you stay in community with each other, and I just think it's awesome, and we just want to be a small part of that. So if you do see us, just know we're working hard. We don't always have time to say hi on the scene, but we mean it, and we never want the only time that we ever meet you to be in an emergency. We love to come here, and that's why Tom and some of the crews will come by from time to time and share in some of the activities. Now, in terms of what you might see on this upcoming ballot, there's a couple of issues that we wanted to address with you guys. For Chief Adams and I, the most important thing that we can do is make sure that you guys are informed voters, so that when you show up, you understand what the issues are on there. So that's why we're here today. We are informational only. We are not here to tell you how to vote one way or another, but we just want to offer what we have on the ballot so that when you guys see it, you have an understanding. Sometimes ballot language can be a little confusing, and we wanted to just take an opportunity to ask if you had any questions about it. The first one is going to be Proposition D. Proposition D is a continuance of a bond that we passed in 2020. And in 2020, we said that we were going to replace 2 firehouses and 3 fire engines, and that was going to help keep us on track. And those firehouses were 40 to 50 years old. The maintenance schedule on those became prohibitive to our capital budget, so we asked for a bond issue. It was issued. We've been using that bond and continue to use it in order to purchase those major capital items. So Proposition D, which you will see on the ballot, is just a continuance of that proposition from 2020. There's no additional cost to you beyond what you're already paying. It's a 0 rate increase. This will allow us to now also replace our House 1, our House 5, which are 40 to 50 years old now, and that will kind of bring all of our houses up to the appropriate age so that they have all of the bays and the height and the amenities. The one thing that has changed significantly in the fire service, I can tell you, is the size of the apparatus and the trucks and the number of trucks that we're having to run out of these stations. So to meet that need, we need to expand these houses. And as we purchase more trucks and have more ability to respond in all certain circumstances, whether it be water, whether it be on land, whether it be at the airport, we need to increase our maintenance center. Our maintenance center was built in the mid-'80s, and it is far too small for not only the size of the apparatus that we have, but also the number of apparatus that we carry. We're actually going to be expanding our maintenance division to keep up with things. As you guys know, as car owners, and that if you're not doing the preventative maintenance on things, then everything all of a sudden becomes an emergency when it eventually breaks. So by hiring another full-time diesel mechanic that's going to come in, and by expanding the size of that building, we're going to be able to take care of those trucks more appropriately so that we don't get caught off guard with large bills. The cost of a fire truck, even when I started, I won't ask Chief Adams, but when I started, it was around $250,000 to $300,000. That it's over $1.25 to $1.5 million, depending on the type of vehicle that you're purchasing. So bond issues are extremely important for us in order to make sure that these capital items are getting replaced at a reasonable period. Having them front line for 5 years is our goal, with 5 years as a reserve truck where it's getting less mileage put on them. But when you put 1,000 to 3,000 gallons of water on one of these diesel engines and run them as hard as you can down the road and then stop them, they have issues over time. So we're dealing with those. The bond issue is one way to help that. So that's Proposition D. Proposition F is a little bit different. The shifting political winds of the state has made it such that we are having to look at alternative funding mechanisms in order for us to continue the same services that we're currently providing. Much of what's happening at the state and what people are saying is that they want to aim less towards property taxes and more towards a use tax or a sales tax issue as a way to fund those things. So how does that look for here in Monarch is that Proposition F will be saying that for 1 cent of every dollar spent will go to the fire district for us to use for all of the purposes that I just mentioned, plus daily operations and rising costs. The purpose of that for us is to continue to be able to meet the growing need and also deal with property tax reform as it's happening. What that also does is, for anybody that's traveling through the district, visiting, having dinner, staying the night, going shopping, all of the things that we as a community, as the Monarch Fire Protection District and as Chesterfield, as you can imagine, we have a ton of visitors here. With those visitors coming here and spending money, their money too would be able to be used to support our services, because we're responsible for them when they're here. If you live in St. Charles County and you drive to Chesterfield to go see a concert and you get into an accident on the way, we treat them just like we treat you all. But this allows them to help participate in some of that funding for the time that they're at the concert and going to dinner and buying clothes and these sorts of things. So that's sort of what Proposition F does. Now, the bigger mechanism, and not to confuse things, but the state has said half of whatever we collect from that revenue will actually be given back to the taxpayers in the form of property tax relief. So whatever amount that gets collected through sales tax, through this 1 cent, is then split in half. Half will go back to the property owners that currently are paying property tax, and it will reduce that. And for anybody that is purchasing things, you're helping to fund not only the reduction of their property tax, but also that of the fire district. So that's what those two are. They're labeled F and D. You'll see both of those on the ballot. You can look at sample ballot beforehand, but we're here to just kind of explain that and answer any questions. And I brought the chief with me because he knows better than I do some of the financial aspects of it. But that's sort of what's going on in terms of what you're going to be running into. And as she mentioned earlier, that you can vote absentee now, or you can vote on April 7th on those two offerings. So does anybody have any questions about any of those? I know it's a lot, but we're just sort of trying to evolve with the growth of the district and the existing trends that are happening in Jefferson City. Yes, sir. Sir, yes. FD is in fire district. Yeah, right? That's right. That's an easy way to remember it. And they're kind of a conglomeration. They really do work together to help us to achieve our ultimate plan over the next 5 to 10 years. Chief, did you have anything for him?
No, I think you covered everything. He's really winded. He's not wrong, though. Everything that we've done for this district, Mike, I thought I was yelling pretty loud. Everything we've done for this district has been over the top, especially in EMS and fire. We're not going to stop. We just are looking for ways to protect what we're trying to do in the future. This is a Senate House bill that was actually passed. Other fire departments throughout St. Louis County and Jefferson County were allowed to do a half cent in the past. This is the first time they've opened it up to every fire department or district in St. Louis County, Jefferson County, and St. Charles County. So no matter where you live, where you work, whatever, your friends, neighbors, whatever, they're probably all going to see this proposition on their ballot where they're at. As Nick said, we see over 1 million to 1.5 million visitors. We are currently, it's already under roof. They're adding 3 more ice rinks in the valley currently. Our sport starts at 5 a.m. and doesn't stop until midnight every night. Let those people pay your bill. That's what we're trying to get across. And I believe it's the senators who really did this one hit it on the head. Whatever would come in, half has to go back to that property tax. We have to roll it back. It's written. There's no back door. There's no secret way. There's no, we're just going to keep it all. No, it is written in the law that whatever's collected, it has to be a rollback on the following year for that property tax. So it's a win-win. But like I've told everybody, read the Senate bill. Read all the information about it. Educate yourself. But I'm not here to lie to you about it. I'm just giving you the facts of what it will do. And Chesterfield, being the way we are with the size of our valley, we have the means to have a very big draw of sales tax, which means a very big draw of personal property rollbacks tax. So, any questions? Yes. Well, actually, the life is never over until it totally is not runnable. But I will be honest with you, there are a lot of districts throughout the United States that cannot afford to buy a new fire truck. So they're always looking for a halfway decent hand-me-down across the country. We sell everything to put it back into the budget to offset another capital. We recently did that with the 2 newest trucks with that bond. We actually sold a fire truck a year and a half before we took delivery of ours. An Illinois fire department came to us, looked at it, kicked the tires, and said, "We want this truck. How much is it?" And we're like, "Well, we're not getting our truck for another year, year and a half." "We don't care. We're first here. We want to buy it. We'll buy it today. Just keep maintenance going on it until we actually buy it, till we pick it up that day." And we're like, "Okay." But yes, we service every one of those out. Another way we're going to really help the taxpayers is we are going to start with our ambulances. Ambulances, empty. No Band-Aids, no special equipment, no blood, and no paramedics in them. Those are about $400,000 a piece. And that's a truck with a big square box on the back. The most expensive part of that is the box, because it's a custom-made emergency room on wheels. And that's where all the money goes into that truck. So we are going to start a process now that we are catching up on the numbers of ambulances that we've added to our district. We are going to do what they call a remount. They are going to take our box off of our old worn-out chassis, and they're going to put a new chassis underneath it. They're going to go through our box, making sure everything is perfect with it, deliver it back to us in half the time it takes to get a new ambulance, and it's going to cost you about $125,000 less to get a refurbished, but it's still a brand new ambulance. The box is the most expensive thing. Now, if they could refurbish fire trucks, somebody would be in a great point, but they don't want to touch that. So that's where it really hurts. But those some days, everybody knows if you don't like the guy down the street about his car, you'll go to another dealership. There's only 3 dealerships for fire trucks. 3, that's it. So if you don't like him or they don't like you, they can tell you whatever. They actually made the Senate floor last year. They got called out by Senator Hawley. He kind of drug them through the mud pretty good about their prices, also how long it's taken them to get us these trucks. There's a lot of districts suffering, and we all want to go back and say it was COVID. It was a start. But we're past COVID now. We should be catching up. We should be better than that. So, other questions? Yes, ma'am. You mean the type of blood? So her question was when we have the critical care trucks or the blood is being put on to the truck to go in service and run calls, what about the blood typing? So it's the same as if you were to roll into an emergency room and you had an issue. There is a blood you can have and a blood product that everyone can have, and that's the only thing we're going to carry. We're carrying basically, which one is it? O? Yeah, positive. So everybody can have it. There is no contraindications to that. So yeah, but yeah, you're right. We wouldn't have like a whole library of them and where's your donor card and all that. Yeah, so no. And it's for emergencies. And as Nick brought up, we don't think about it as like, you know, you're in an accident and you're bleeding. People also bleed internally from medical problems. So we want to have that blood for that as well. Yes, sir.
I just want to commend the district and the EMS service. I had a medical emergency. The service was outstanding. I'm here today.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. That's our best feedbacks normally. If we keep, you know, you coming back, that's a good return. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I follow the song. Okay, you have to adjust to my accent. I'm sorry. Actually, my husband is here, but if he hasn't been attended by you guys, in 10 minutes, he will have been dead. And thanks to you guys. Thank you very much. He's here.
Any other questions?
If you're finished. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your great service.
If anybody has ever a question, please call my office. I take all my own calls. I don't even have a desk phone. It's all forwarded straight to my cell phone in my pocket. So, all right?
Thank you. Thank you. And now Ellen and Riley are going to do a reading.
The first little skit that we're going to do is a telephone conversation. So Bernie's he's a telephone salesman, and I'm a housewife, stay-at-home housewife. Hello?
Hello, may I speak to Mrs. Muriel Savvy?
Who's calling, please?
My name is Bernie Deviously, and I represent Too Good to Be True Company. Is this Mrs. Savvy?
Yes, I'm Mrs. Savvy. How may I help you today?
Mrs. Savvy, this is your lucky day. Have I got a deal for you?
Oh, is that so? Oh, what are you selling, Mr. Deviously?
I'm not selling anything. I'm giving you the opportunity of a lifetime.
Okay, I'll bite. Just what sort of opportunity would that be?
Mrs. Savvy, my company wants to offer you free of charge for a limited time only a trial offer in your own home of our universal geyser.
And what, pray tell, is the universal geyser?
I'm glad you asked that question, Mrs. Savvy. That proves that you are a very astute lady, one who insists upon being informed of every detail of every transaction. That is why your name was selected from thousands of others to take part in our free home trial offer.
Okay, I've already asked what it is. Are you going to answer another question? What is the universal geyser?
A universal geyser is just about the most brilliant invention you will ever encounter. It's the only product you will ever need to complete your collection of gadgets for this home.
I'm beginning to feel like a broken record here. What are you trying to sell me?
Well, Mrs. Savvy, the Too Good to Be True company has a patent impending on the universal geyser. It's a lightweight, do-everything invention that attaches to your vacuum cleaner. With this tiny gadget, you will be able to unblot your blouses, air scrub your skirts, delint your linens, dust your drapes, refresh your rugs, and dry clean your dog.
Oh, thank you anyway, but I'm really not interested.
Now hear me out, Mrs. Savvy. With the too good a universal geyser, you can refine, rectify, and purify everything in your home without so much as turning on the faucet. You can clean, cleanse, clarify, expurgate, irrigate.
How about irritate? You're beginning to irritate me. As I told you, I'm not interested.
Wait, don't hang up on me now. There's more. You can spot clean your sport clothes, air freshen your anklets, breeze blast your bloomers, and wind waft your wigs.
My, your little invention does all that?
That's
at no
right.
cost to me?
That's right. Your name was chosen from a list of thousands to receive without any cost to you a too good to be true universal geyser for a limited time only.
Well, am I lucky or what? And just what is the catch?
Catch? You have so little faith, Mrs. Savvy. All we ask is that you try our product for 6 short months. At the end of that time, you may return it with no questions asked if you're not absolutely delighted.
And it's absolutely free, you say?
Absolutely. Your only obligation will be to pay the postage and handling.
Postage? Handling? That's all?
Of course, that's all. Plus, you will agree to allow us to use your name and photo in our advertising campaign.
Now we're getting somewhere. You want me to pay the postage and handling and advertise for you. Do I get paid for the advertising?
How could you look at it that way? Anybody should be happy to see her picture in national magazines.
Oh, let's see. So let's see if I understand you. You want me to pay the postage on a thing that attaches to a vacuum cleaner that I paid for with my own money. Then you want me to pay you for taking the time to send it to me. And for all of this, you get to use my name and photo for advertising. Is that right?
I'll put it in writing. You will love the convenience of your universal geyser so much, I guarantee you will be telling your friends and neighbors about it.
Well, let me tell you something. You called me on my private phone, and you've taken up my valuable time. You've caused me wear and tear on my nerves, and I'm going to figure out what this is going to cost and send you a bill for handling.
No, there's no reason to take that attitude, Mrs. Savvy.
You know, companies like yours try to cheat senior citizens. I think it's only fair that I tell you this call has been recorded, and I'm sending the tape to the Attorney General office for review.
Mrs. Savvy, I've just checked my list of lucky offer recipients. I'm terribly sorry, but it seems I called your number in error. Goodbye.
Goodbye and good riddance. Now we have another, it's a real short one, but it's one that it's cute. We're a married couple living at home. Ed, you did it again. You did it again. You didn't put the toilet seat down, and I just fell in. Laugh all you want, but by tomorrow morning, my backside's going to be black and blue. Stop it. What's so funny?
I'm sorry, honey. It just strikes me as funny that you're so worried about your backside being black and blue. I was wondering just who was going to see it.
The seat stays down, down, down.
Wait just a minute, Margaret. Whose responsibility is it to make sure the seat is always down?
Well, it's the man's responsibility. Everyone knows that. It's the law, I think. I think I've even voted on it.
That's nonsense. And if anyone voted on it, it had to be those women libbers or whatever.
Well, if it was brought to a vote, I know it would win.
So you're saying it was voted on, but the women would win? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Well, that can be settled once and for all right now. All in favor that it's the man's responsibility to put the seat down, hold up your hand. See, Margaret? No one voted with you.
Oh, well, surprise, surprise. We're the only two people here.
That's right. So that means I won.
I've never heard of such a hogwash in all my born days. I'd love to hear you explain that.
Okay, who's the biggest?
Well, that's easy. You're a whole lot bigger than I am, but what has that got to do with the price of tea in China?
Just be chastened with me, will you? Who's the oldest?
You are. Come on, Ed.
So there, it's so obvious that my vote should win, have more weight, therefore I win.
That doesn't prove a thing.
Who uses the bathroom more, you or me?
I do, but
Who gets up the most during the night?
I do.
And so it makes sense that you put the seat down. You need to check it every time. It's not my responsibility. It's the same as if it was a user's fee. It should be according to usage. I rest my case.
Don't you try to spin your way out of this, Mr. Ed. That you know that I am right. You're just trying to confuse me.
Doesn't the seat lift up and down?
Well, yes, it does.
The seat is not heavy. You can lift it, can't you?
Well, come on now. You've got to do better than that to even convince yourself, much less me.
All right, Margaret, this is what really happens. Sometimes you tell me to put the seat down and sometimes that I should put it up. I get so confused. Up or down or up. It's like knowing what to do about daylight savings time. I just get so confused. Is it fall back and spring forward, or is it fall forward and spring back? I never know. You must realize that I'm only a man. Sometimes I forget things.
You only forget what you want to.
Margaret, you know how it is with guys. First you start to forget names, and then you forget faces, and then you forget to pull up your zipper. But it's worse than that. You forget to pull the zipper down.
Okay, Ed, I give up. You win. I've tried to change you for 50 years, and I should know better by now. If I didn't love you so much, I don't know what I'd do. I suppose I'll just have to keep you as you are.
Margaret, I love you too, and I will try to do better. You have to agree that nobody does a job carrying out the trash or drying out the dishes.
Now, Ed, we're getting pretty mushy and sentimental. Let's go watch the Lawrence Welk show. That will certainly bring back good memories.
Fine by me.
Thank you, Ellen and Riley. And now we have Jerry Kinsey from the Writers Group.
This is titled, Is It Still Okay to Eat? When you see a date on food product, what goes through your mind? Will it spoil soon? I better use it quickly? Or it's past the date, I need to throw it out. It smells fine, I'll use it anyway. Or perhaps you reach for a package further back on the shelf thinking it might have a later date. Food dates can be confusing. For example, you may see such labels as best if used by, best by, freshest by, expires on, used by, sells by, freeze by, once opened, used in 7 days. And these are not all of the labels that you might see. Well, isn't product dating required by the government for our safety? Not exactly. The only product dating required by the federal government is a use-by date on infant formula. Some states have additional regulations, but they are inconsistent. Most date markings are intended to indicate quality, not health and safety. Missouri, for example, does not require date labels on most packaged food. No statewide requirement for sell-by, use-by, or best-by dates on standard grocery items like canned goods, boxed food, snacks, and beverages. However, the Missouri Food Code does require date marking on ready-to-eat, time, temperature-controlled foods. These are items such as deli meats, cheeses, prepared side dishes. These foods must be dated for use within 7 days. This rule exists for food safety reasons, and selling or donating these foods past the mark date is prohibited. So here's what some of the common labels generally mean. Best if used by. This label estimates how long the food will be on its highest quality or freshness. The date is determined by the manufacturer and often includes a buffer. It is not a food safety date. Sell by. Stores use this label to manage inventory so products are sold while they're still fresh. It's not a food safety date. Used by or enjoy by. This label indicates the last day a product is expected to meet consumer expectations for quality, as determined by the manufacturer. With the exception of infant formula, it's generally not related to food safety. Freeze by. This date, as you might expect, indicates when the product should be frozen to maintain its high quality. It is also not a purchase or safety date. There are several organizations that are trying to encourage our U.S. Congress to standardize these definitions. In an article I read titled Food Product Dating by the U.S. Department of Agriculture said, with the exception of infant formula, if the date passes during home storage, a product should be safe and wholesome if handled properly until spoilage is evident. Spoiled foods will develop an off odor, flavor, or texture due to the natural reoccurring spoilage bacteria. If a food has developed such spoilage characteristics, it should not be eaten. So, why is it important to understand date labels? A survey by the Harvard Food Law and Policy Clinic found that 40% of the food supply in the United States goes to waste. The growing, transporting, processing, and disposing of this uneaten food costs about $218 billion a year. And nearly 2/3 of that loss is due to household food waste. This waste consumes 133 billion gallons of fresh water annually. That much water would cover St. Louis County up to 3 feet, or is equal to the flow in the Missouri River for 2 days. The survey also indicated that more than 1/3 of the consumers, 37%, say they always or usually throw away food if it is close to or past the date on the package. 8 out of 10 consumers, that's 84%, at least occasionally discard food based on food labels. Most food does not suddenly become unsafe after the printed date. So, again, some spoilage signs to look for: off smell, mold, bulging cans, texture changes, or leaking or damaged packaging. And there's another kind of food dating known as closed dating or can codes. Can codes appear as a series of letters or numbers on the cans identifying where and when the can was canned. These codes are not best if used by dates and are not related to safety. Instead, they allow the manufacturer to track products in the interstate commerce, rotate stock, and locate items quickly if a recall is required. So, the next time you see a date on food, whether in the store or in your pantry, you'll have a better understanding of what it means and what to do. Eat it, freeze it, use it soon, or if spoiling is evident, pitch it.
Thank you, Jerry.
Have a great week, everyone. That's why we